All right, this is activity 14, and in case you do not see cell A1 when you first open up this worksheet tab, if you'll come up here into the name box and type in A1 and hit enter, it will take you over there and it will show you the first cell to make it easier to edit this document. Okay, so there's a couple things that I want you to do here. First of all, in a couple previous lessons, we had a fill series feature where you learn how you can take, for example, years like this, and you can fill these cells down to these. So, for example, let me just demonstrate this to you because this is what I want you to do. I want you to select these two cells with your mouse, and remember, your mouse, the arrow has to be in the middle of the cell, so you would click, hold, and drag to select these two cells, and then you would drag this fill handle down, and then what that does, it detects, in this case, that we're going to have a list of data that was for 2011 and 2012, that it actually adds 1 to this in increments, and we could drag it down even further if we had more data to put in here. And again, let me just remind you of some things that you could do. Let's say you had 2020 and then 2016. Maybe you wanted to list the winners of presidential elections over the last 60 years or so. What you could do is type in those 2 years and then grab the fill handle and drag it down, and then you're going to get these cells are going to automatically fill in increments of 4, however far that you drag it down. So again, that's what the fill series feature is, and it's a time saver. And on a certification exam, of course you're not planning on taking those, but if you did, that's something that you would need to do to get the exam completed within the 50-minute time frame. Alright, so some other things that you need to do. We're going to create a line chart with markers displaying the years on the horizontal axis and the amounts on the vertical axis. Now, again, we're going to see if we can do all this in the online version, and if we can't, that's fine, but we're going to do what we can on here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to take these cells right here, these yellow ones, and we want to format these as currency. So we'd go up under the number dialog box and change it to currency. And in this case, we really don't need these decimals on here, so we can click the decrease decimal button 2 times. And what we want to do is we want to take this and we're going to create a line chart. So what we want to do is we want to select the numbers here. We want to select these cells. And we're going to go to Insert, and we're going to select Line. Now this is a line chart with markers, so that is an option. So what we want to do is we want to click that, and you see the dollar amounts over here, and you see the what would be on the I'm having a brain cramp right now. I'm still having a brain cramp. So anyway, let me just kind of go ahead and move on. So what we could do is on here, again, this is a lot legend. I was trying to think of the word legend. This is your legend down here. It's on your axis. This is actually your legend down here. And again, this is so different than the desktop version that even I struggle with it sometimes. So I'm going to drag this fill handle, the corner fill handle, to make this a little bit bigger. And I want to come up here and I want to go under Chart Tools. I want to go under the chart title. I want to edit the chart title, and I want to make this something like sales history, because the spreadsheet itself tells us that this is sales history. So then you would click OK. And then I don't need this legend down here because we only have one series of information, so we don't need this legend. So then we would come up here under legend, and we would want to turn off the legend. And then if there's one other thing that we could do, it says markers displaying the years. Now, we can make this so that we want to add a data label to this. And again, we're going to see if this will let us do it. I'm not sure if it's even going to let us do this. Again, I know the desktop version will, but I don't think the, let's see here. I want to click select data here. And yeah, I don't think it's going to let me do this. It automatically displays these cells. I'm going to put in a colon right here and see if it'll also let me select the cells that have got the years in it. And click OK, and no, it won't do it. And again, this is one of those instances where we're not going to be able to do it on the online version, where normally I would show you how to put data labels on here that would indicate that this is 2011, this is 2012, 2013, and so forth. There are probably other ways you can make it happen in this case, so let's see here. I want to go see if there's insert, go under shapes, and let me see if one of my options is a text box. And again, you know, this is still a good lesson to go through because you're going to find out what you can do and what you can't do with the online version. And I don't see that text box is an option on here. So let me check one last thing. Let me see. Tell me what you want to do. I want to click up there and I want to type in text box. And I don't see text box in here. And again, normally that's under the shape under the desktop version. So we're just going to have to leave it like this, which is fine, except that on this type of chart, it doesn't really tell us much of anything. So probably the next thing we would want to do in this case, since I can't use it to show what I would normally want to show you, let me just create a second chart. I want to drag this over here. And I want to start this over. And I want to select these cells. And I want you to select pie chart, and we're going to do like what we did last time, where we create a 2D pie chart. And at least here we get, you know, if we're going to create a chart, at least we can get, you know, information on here that actually validates creating a chart to start. So we're going to come over here and go to chart title, and I want to edit the chart title. And again, I can change the chart title to overall sales, and I can click OK. Now obviously these numbers aren't going to add up to equal 100, so what we can do is on this chart we can add in data labels, and we want them to be on the outside end, and what it's going to do is going to show the numbers that actually, in this case, we want to show the numbers that actually make up this. And let's see, will it let us do on a percentage? Because usually on a pie chart you want to see the percentage. And again, here it's not going to let us do the percentage either, so at least you get a pie chart which gives you a visual representation of each part's each part's contribution toward the whole. So again, we're just going to leave it at this. So that is it, and you can move these over a little bit, make everything fit. And that is going to be it for this part of the activity. So now you're ready to move on to the final activity.